Do you ever have your EZGo golf cart, it's going along moving just fine, and all of a sudden the engine revs up and it's not moving nowhere? Today I'm going to show you what the issue is, so let's go ahead and get started. So what I got here is my 05 EZGo. This one's a ST model. And I've had this happen before, but I figured I'd do a video for you guys so you can figure out what's going on with this. Like I said, it was moving just fine, and all of a sudden it just free grab, RPMs go up, and then nothing happens. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you what's probably wrong with it. First thing you're going to do is make sure you got one of your front wheels chalked, because we're going to be jacking this up. And I got this sitting right on the differential. And we're going to jack this up because you want both tires up off the ground. Now that we got it jacked up here with the wheels off the ground, I got it in gear with it turned on. I'm going to hit the gas and see if this wheel spins. You can see this one ain't spinning and it feels kind of rough. So I'm betting you this is the one with the issue, so let's tear it apart. Alright, the first thing you need is a flathead screwdriver. Pop this hubcap off. If any clips fall off, go ahead and pick them up, and you can see it's pretty dirty in there. And then what I'm going to do now is take the plug nuts off. If you have an impact like I do, you can do it with it up in the air. If you don't have an impact and you got to do it with a lug wrench or anything like that, make sure you have it on the ground first before you jack it up so you can get them off. But I'm just going to use my impact here to make it quick. Alright, now we got that off. We'll just slide this off. And right here is our drum assembly, and this is going to be the axle nut and everything right here. What we need to do is get that dust cap off. Usually what I do is just tap it with a hammer real lightly. Alright, had to give that a real good whack there. And then now what you can see is we got our cotter pin and our axle nut here. So I'm going to grab a pair of pliers. It's better to use a pair of needle nose, but right now my needle nose have disappeared. So I'm just using a regular pair to pull this out. Get a hold of it here. Bend these all straight. Then grab the end. Yank that cotter pin right out. Now the next thing we gotta do is remove the axle nut. Now the axle nut is a 1 1/8. Just put this on here and zing it off. That was pretty easy there. Now we're going to take this cup off, and there is a spacer in that cup. Make sure you keep them together. That makes the spacing right. Now sometimes you can pull this drum right off. Looks like it's sticking a little bit. So I'm just going to take a hammer and lightly tap on it until it comes off here. Okay, and now we got it off. And I can see the issue already. I'm going to move the camera and show you what happened. Alright, now I got the new drum here on the right and the old one on the left. I'm going to grab the new one first and show you guys. Can you see all the teeth in there? That's what it should look like. When you take this one and look at it, you can see all the teeth are grinded away, so this drum is broke. This is a feature that EZGo put in, so instead of breaking the axle or anything, it's cheaper to replace the drum, so it'll strip those teeth out. So we got to put that new drum on. Now before I put the new one on, I'm going to clean this up with some brake clean here. Get all this gunk off of that. Get the splines nice and clean. Now what you could do, and you probably should do if you had it, is put some anti-seize on those. That might help for that rotor to slide on and off, or the drum I mean. Slide on and off if you need it to for future, just in case. But what we're going to do is just put ours right back on. And then if you need to adjust the pads, or the shoes, sorry, there's a start adjustment down here. You would adjust that so you can get your drum on. I'm going to get the drum on real quick. Alright, I just lightly tapped it on with a hammer. So the next thing we got to do is put our cup and spacer back on. That way we got our spacing right. Now the drum does come with new ones here, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reuse the factory ones, and they do come with new cotter pins. I will leave a link down below to Amazon where I picked these set of drums up. It's a set of 2. Like I said, this is a common issue, so I like buying them in 2s. Alright, now we're going to put this back on here. And our axle nut, you always want to thread this on by hand before you put the impact on it. And then what I like doing is just getting this to where I can see where that cotter pin hole is. That way I got an idea to gauge on how much to torque this. I am not going to go full bore on it because there is a torque spec. What it is, I don't know. You could probably Google it. But now I can see where that hole is. So let's tighten this up. Okay, and I'm just getting it enough to where I can get the cotter pin in. Alright, I need to back it off just a tad. Alright, now we're going to get the new cotter pin out here. I like replacing these, even though, like I said, this other one was not even a year old. But I like using new pieces whenever I can, so we're going to stick that down in there and spread these apart. First I'm going to do them by hand, and then I'll grab my pliers and finish them. And that keeps the nut from backing out. Now we can put our dust cap back on here. Alright. Now we need to pull the thread protectors off. And the nice thing about these drums is they come with new lug nuts, but I'm just going to reuse the old ones. Nothing wrong with them, and it's nice to have a spare set. So now let's get the wheel back on. Once again, if you're using an impact, thread these on by hand so you don't cross thread them. Now we're going to impact them back on. Like I said, don't get crazy with this because they don't need to be too tight. Usually once I hear the clicking, that's when I stop, and that's good. No sense of hammering on them. So now, let's go ahead and finish this out. Now I got it on the ground, I'm going to put it in forward, hit the gas and see if it does. Alright, reverse. Alright, there we go, and we fixed it. So as you guys can see here, nice easy job, very simple to change out, basic hand tools you could use. Yes, I use the impact just to make it go quicker, but you really don't need to. Like I said, this is a common issue with EZGo golf carts. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave a link down to Amazon and show you guys the pair of drums I pick up off of there. You will want to check your tooth count though, because there's different ones for different years and different axles, so you need to make sure of your tooth count. Ask me how I know. I end up ordering the wrong ones first, but I got it right on the second time. So as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Leave a comment down below if you like videos like this. We are One Nation Under God, and I'll see you all on the next one.